Now that the calendar has turned to April, we might see a little bit more of that big shiny ball-looking thing in the sky. Along with the sunshine will be greener wheat fields, for the most part. Mark Apelt is an agronomist with Beck's Hybrids. He says this winter has dealt quite a bit to the wheat crop around Ohio, and he talks about what to look for as you scout your field.
What I'm looking for at this time of year is we're looking for wheat plants that are adequately tillering. What we really want is we want to have as many tillers as possible in the spring. So if I take a look at some of the plants here, here it would be a wheat plant that has there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tillers on it, which a wheat plant that has that many tillers at the end of March, first part of April, probably is not going to respond to nitrogen applications, like a split application of nitrogen in the spring. If we come over to another section, so here's a wheat plant that only has, it's got the main stem and it's got 1 tiller. That's not enough tillers. We'd ideally like to see like 4 to 5 tillers at this point in time. So doing a split application of nitrogen especially early in the spring, is going to help to promote and to give you more tillers so that we can eventually get more heads and therefore more seeds and eventually more yield.
Apelt talks about some of the options farmers have depending on what they find in their wheat fields this spring.
There's certain things that you're going to be looking for. Obviously, you want to take some plant stand counts. And anything where you have, say, less than 12 stands per square foot, that's probably going to be a candidate to go ahead and replant to corn or soybeans. I would first start out on the late planted wheat. That's the wheat that's going to be the most susceptible to winter kill this past year. You didn't get that root system developed and you got more of the freezing and thawing that may have lifted it up. So check your late planted wheat, check your low ground or poorly drained wheat, because we did have some areas this year where we had some ice sheeting that went on when our snow first started to melt, and then we got a refreeze on it. So that some of that wheat may have been sitting in anaerobic conditions for several weeks. And if it was in anaerobic conditions for several weeks, that wheat may be very slow to come up or may not come up or out of that at all.
I'm Ty Higgins reporting for the Ohio AgNet.